Hello, my mountain biking brothers. So I wanted to organize a bike ride up on the Mesa. Kobe and I did this ride about a year and a half ago, and it was awesome. So we wanted to do it again and invite some more people and get a bigger group up. And in this video, I wanted to explain what the ride would be, give you the logistics as far as time, expenses, and other costs and things like that. And if you want to do it, then let me know, email me, and we'll figure out the logistics of exactly when we'll go. That's the biggest thing that we've got to figure out, is what day would work for everybody. So with that said, in this video, I'm going to explain exactly where we want to ride and what it would take. So here's, you can see this is Grand Junction. This is the Grand Mesa. And scroll in here just a little bit. So if you go up on the north side, you go through the town of Mesa and you cruise up. This is Powderhorn that sits right here. Past Powderhorn, you go up. There's a lodge here called Mesa Lakes Lodge. That's not the one that we're going to stay at. You don't want to confuse that. You pass that and you keep going up and over the flat part of the mesa, and you drop down, and it's Grand Mesa Lodge, which sits right on Island Lake. That's the one that we would stay in. And I'll explain in just a second. I'll explain some of the activities that we could do here. But the idea is to go up for a Friday and Saturday. We ride Friday and Saturday, but we'd have 2 nights reserved at the cabin. And so you'd have to take off Friday and Saturday, and then you'd come up on Thursday. So you could still work a full day on Thursday, assuming that you get off work at like 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock, and you just leave after work and drive up there. Now, with that said, you wouldn't necessarily have to come up on Thursday night. You could just come up and meet us in the morning. But the Grand Mesa, as I'm sure all of you know, is pretty high, 10,000 plus feet. And actually, the trail that we're going to do, I'll show you in a second, is like 11,200. It goes up and over Crag Crest. So it's up there long ways. Not a lot of oxygen at 11,200 feet. So it'd be in your best interest, if you could, to go up on Thursday night and just sleep there. That way your body will have had 14 or so hours of acclimation before we go out and bike. It'll help you out a ton. So like I said, we could go up any time on Thursday. If you wanted to go up a little bit earlier and fish or whatever, you could do that. The check-in, we can get in any time after 1 o'clock. Depending on what my family's doing, I might hang out with my family and have like an early dinner with them, 4:30 or so, and then leave after that and get up there about 6 o'clock. We'll see. But either way, get up there Thursday sometime, and then we'd stay there that night, sleep, and then on Friday we'd wake up early, and then we would go over here to this area right here. There's a trail called Lake of the Woods Trail, and it goes back here by these lakes called Bull Creek. It's Bull Creek Basin, and there's Bull Creek Lakes and Lake of the Woods. This system of lakes. It's a beautiful trail. Really, really cool. If you haven't been there, pristine timber, great scenery, lots of wildlife. It's awesome. It is second to none. The other thing about these lakes back in here, the only way to get back there is to either hike or bike, and it's like a mile back in, so they don't get a lot of pressure. And also, it's special regulation fishing. You have to throw back. Let's see, you can only keep fish that are over, I believe it's 16 inches, which means that people don't keep little fish. They throw them back, and it makes it so you get really big fish. And there are big, fat fish in those lakes. Really big fish. I mean, fat rainbows. So we would go back there, bike for just a little bit, and then just hang out at these lakes for a little bit and fish. Lake of the Woods Trail goes all the way up and around. These are called the Cottonwood Lakes, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know the Cottonwoods are really good fishing. And so we go back to the Cottonwood Lakes. I'll zoom in here just a little bit. So you go back to the Cottonwood Lakes, and then this trail goes up and over Crag Crest. So you can see all this elevation, all that feature in there. It's a little bit of a climb. It goes up to, I think it peaks out at just over 11,000 feet. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's up there. It is up there a little ways. And then you cut across Now, we don't go over the razor or the knife's edge of Crack Crest. That trail over there is hiking only. I'm not supposed to use mechanized bikes. But this area right here, we can bike up and over. Actually, I think it's right here. Come up and over. And it's got great views. Really, I mean, from here, if you've never been here, you can see the San Juans. You can see the Uncompadre. You can see Mount Sneffels. You can see Lone Cone. All those 14ers, you can have a pretty good view, depending on where you are, of the Uncompadre Plateau. And you can see a lot of the peaks to the east also. So that's a really cool viewpoint. I snowmobile up there a lot, and it's awesome. And then from there, we would bike down to Forest. This is Forest Lake right here, and the trail comes along here and then goes by Forest Lake. We don't fish in Forest Lake. There's no fish in that lake. Kobe and I figured that out after we hiked clear down in there and realized there's no fish in there. So we definitely want to fish that lake. And then you come back, and then the trail comes back down, connects with this trailhead right here, and then you can book it on over to Grand Mesa Lodge, and then you stay at Grand Mesa Lodge. So we leave all our stuff at the cabin, go bike for a day, just bring enough stuff for that day. Now, as far as packing for when you're biking, it makes it really nice because you got the cabin, the resource of the cabin. All you have to pack is obviously your biking essentials, patch kit and things like that for your bike, a fishing pole, and weather depending, probably like a light jacket or something like that. That's all you have to bring. Oh, and then a lunch. So I bring a jet boil and freeze-dried meals. That's all you have to bring. It's really simple. Makes the ride really logistically easy to figure out. So this would be Friday night. We'd come back to Grand Mesa Lodge and stay there. Now let me talk a little bit about what Grand Mesa Lodge is and what there is to do. It sits right on Island Lake. There's a bunch of hikes that you could do, or you can go down to the island and fish. I'm going to show you some pictures here. If you go to their Facebook page, you can see it's beautiful, but all the lakes up on the mesa are awesome. Anyways, you see the wildlife there. That picture is taken from the lodge, and this is dropping off the south side of the mesa. So it's really, we're talking awesome views, second to none. I'm telling you, really cool. These are the cabins right here. Now the cabins are nice. They're a mountain cabin, so it's not the Hyatt. But as far as mountain cabins go, they're really nice. They're 2 levels. Up on the top, there's 4 beds, so you can put 4 guys in them comfortably. Actually, most of the cabins also have a futon, so you could potentially put 5 people in the cabins, but that would be a little packed. In the cabins, and this is what makes the ride really easy, is they have everything that you need except for food. There's an oven, there's a stove, depending on which cabin you stay in, there's a fireplace. There's even a microwave, towels, bedding, pillows, shampoo, soap, all that stuff is in the cabin. And so you don't have to remember to bring anything other than your personal toiletries, and then we bring food. That's it. So it makes it really, really nice, logistically simple to plan. The other thing that these cabins have, so Friday when we got back, depending on what time we got there, there may be some time to hang out at the cabin, just chill. They've got canoes that they rent out, so that'd be an option that we could do. I might bring up my kayak. This is Island Lake, and this is their dock at Island Lake. So they rent out these canoes, and you could take a canoe out if you wanted. The other thing is you just hang out in the cabin if you want. Like I said, it depends a little bit on what time we get back, but I wonder if they have any pictures here of the cabins inside. It doesn't look like. I know they do somewhere, but I don't know where they are. So anyways, they're nice. Cabins are really nice inside. So back to our map. So that would be Friday, chill at the cabin, go to sleep, and then on Saturday, again, we'd wake up early and then recommence our adventure. What we did last time, Kobe and I, when we rode it, from here we went down this trail down to the Granby Lakes. The Granby Lakes also loaded with trout. There's some lakes that have like native cutthroat. Most of them have rainbow or brook trout. Really cool lakes. The cool thing about this trail, though, is this is a road. And, okay, I'm not one to want to ride my mountain bike down a road, but this road is cool. It's a really, really rough 4x4 trail. but it's wide. And so if you're riding in a group, you can ride down it with, a couple people and kind of stay close. But it's not just a boring road. There's a lot of obstacles. I mean, it's a really, really rough 4x4 trail. I wouldn't take my vehicle down it. It's pretty rough, but some people do. Anyways, that's the road that goes down here into the Granby Lakes. We can chill at the Granby Lakes for lunch, grab lunch, fish, whatever. And then from there we carry on and we go up this trail right here. And so you can see that is also a pretty good climb that goes up on top. And I'll show you, zoom out a little bit. So from here on this south fork of the Mesa, we pop up on top. Now, depending on what we want to do, there's two options. We can either spend more time fishing at the Granby Lakes and then from there just carry on with our journey, or the other thing that we can do is spend less time fishing and we can do this trail, which is called Indian Point Trail, that goes out all the way to Indian Point. It's a really scenic trail. It's not super technical, but it is single track. Well, most of it's single track. It's really pretty, right up along the top, passes this lake and goes out to Indian Point, which is really cool view. And you come back. That adds quite a bit of riding, and so if we did that, we probably wouldn't have very much time, if any time, to fish at Granby Lakes. Also, depending on the group and the dynamic that we have, we may have some people who want to fish more, and then a couple people that want to bike more. And we could even split up. These guys could just chill here and fish while these guys cruise out here to Indian Point. No, the cell phones don't work up there, but I've got ham radios. We'd have radio communication. But anyways, regardless of what we do, the point is you go from here and eventually you go back down this trail, which is a cool trail. So dirt road, you come up, I think you go right here, right on this dirt road for just a little bit, and then you could drop off the dirt road, you go down this single track trail that goes down to Carson Lake, and it's super scenic. It's pretty difficult as far as the biking goes. Really steep section in here. You can walk down if you want, but it drops down to Carson Lake. If you haven't been to Carson Lake, it's really beautiful. It doesn't get as much fishing pressure as some of the other lakes that are right next to Highway 65. So the fishing's usually pretty good. And let's see, what do they have in there? I know they have rainbows and brook trout, if my memory serves me right. I think those are the two main species that you'll find in that lake. It's a really pretty lake, though. And then from here, there's two options. Well, actually, there's three options. The one option is you can bike down Canna Creek. That's what Kobe and I did, and that trail is the worst trail that's ever been created, ever. It's horrible. I hate that trail. Trust me, it looks good on paper because there's all this descent. It's not. It's horrible. Don't do it. We don't want to do that trail. I hate that trail. The better option is there's two options. You can either go back up the dirt road, and then this is just all a dirt road. Actually, some of it's paved. And then go over here to Land's End Observatory. I've rode this trail many times on my mountain bike, and it takes about an hour or so, 45 minutes, to a little bit of a climb out of here. But then once you get up on top, it's pretty much flat, and it's dirt road, so there's no obstacles or anything. You just zip out there. It's a little boring in the biking, but it's got awesome scenery, so it goes right along this ridge, and that makes it really cool. The other option is there's a trail that goes right along here, along this ridge, but I've never done it before, so maybe if I have a chance to go before we go as a group, maybe I can find some time and go scout it out. Kobe said he's hiked it, and he says it looks pretty fun, so we'll see. But anyways, those are the two options. But either way, you end up over here to Land's End Road, which is a road, but it's pretty cool because it's super steep. And it switchbacks as you oops. Whoa. Let's see here. My computer froze up and then it... Okay, so back up to the observatory. This road drops down these switchbacks and then comes out right here. And then what I would do is I would bike from here over to this dot right here, which is where my brother lives, and that is where I would do our extraction. I'd leave my vehicle there, and that'd be the trail end. From Land's End Observatory down to here, it'd only take probably like an hour and a half if you just booked it straight across. So not a whole lot of riding from there. It's mostly downhill, and then you hit dirt road, or then you hit paved road. Well, some dirt, some paved, But you can just book it from there. So, anyways, that's the idea. Like I said, what Kobe and I have done it is really fun, good fishing. If you want to go, let's talk about logistics. I already talked about time off. You'd have to have, in order to do it, you'd really have to have Friday and Saturday off. If you want to do the whole thing. Now, if you want to do it but you can't take Friday off, you could just meet us Saturday morning and then just do day 2 of the ride. You want to stay in the cabin or anything. But assuming that you wanted to do the whole thing, you'd stay here, or you'd have to take Friday, all of Saturday off, and you could work on Thursday, but ideally you'd come up Thursday night. So Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday. As far as cost, the beautiful thing about this is really, really inexpensive way to bike. I mean, people come out and they spend like $1,000 on a trip like this. But for us, really, the only thing it would cost is just the cabin stay. Those cabins go for about $200. So, if you wanted to kick in like $50 for the cabin, that's pretty much the only financial expense that you'd have, minus the fuel up. And we could carpool and all ride up together. That's it. That's all. That's pretty much all that's entailed as far as the cost goes. And then obviously, any bike maintenance, your food and stuff like that, but it's just personal items. That's it. Now, if you want to go, here's the deal. If you want to go, email me or text me and let me know that you want to go. And we'll get together. I'll get together an idea of everybody who wants to be included. If you do want to go, then the next thing is we've got to figure out what time works for everybody. Originally I wanted to do this in June, but because of my family situation right now, that's not going to work out. So the next best time is later summer, late August or September, anytime in September. The thing is, in September and late August, is it starts to freeze up there at night and it kills all the mosquitoes. This is just beautiful. You got the beautiful weather and there's no bugs. It's awesome. So anytime late September. My time in September is open pretty much any weekend, I believe. So if you want to go, text me or email and let me know, and then look at your calendar and let me know which weekends would work for you. We've got to book these cabins in advance, as much in advance as we can, because they book out really early, especially for fall time, because that's the prime time to be up there. So let me know, and then we'll do the bike ride. If you have any other questions or concerns or comments or whatever, feel free to give me a call or send me a text. I'll send this out to everybody, and we'll go from there. Talk to you soon.